are the sons and daughters of the soul. We are resilient and forever forward-thinking. We ask for nothing else than the opportunity to live and to create the lives that we were meant to live. We want nothing but an equal chance at options and possibilities. The same possibilities and options to live out our potential as our fellow man. We want to be heard, understood, and expressive in our reality. We are the future. We are the creative. We are here.
World Financial Group offers entrepreneurs from all backgrounds the opportunity to start their own business on a level playing field. Dr. Yana Woodhouse, receiving the WCM Wall Street Pioneer Award by the United Black Wall Street of America, Inc., is one of those entrepreneurs.
I see WFG and TFA as a place where African Americans with an entrepreneurial mindset can flourish. And the bonus, we help families and serve the communities across the country.
To learn more about us, go to worldfinancialgroup.com.
Hello, and welcome once again to another fantastic Tuesday where I do what I do best, which is helping you get right to where you need to be when it comes to that financial understanding. My name is Tyrone Glover, and I am the Dress Down CEO of Leverage Credit Recovery, and it is my pleasure to have you with me today. It is also a pleasure that I'm allowed to do what I do. So thank you, everybody who takes the time, who makes the time, because this is what it's all about, folks. It's about making that time. Unfortunately, too many of us are trying to find time. And as a teacher, someone who's in the academic community, and I ask my students this all the time, how can you find time? Can you find time? And they all try to, yeah, of course we can find time. It's on this device, it's on the wall, and it's in a variety of different places. And then I really asked them, really, is that what you're really trying to convey to me, that you're finding time? You're not finding time because you can't find time. You have to make that time. You have to be committed, dedicated, and resolute if you want to get through these financial hardships, these challenges. So I'm asking you, if you have a device where you can go out and you can send a quick message to somebody, please do it at this time, because this is the time where you can say, hey, he's back at it again. That guy is back at it. He's talking that stuff. Every single one of us is going to have to find a way. Make time to get in front of your financial situations. I hope you all voted, because today is election day in some of the states. I hope you got out there and did your part, because that's another thing that marginalized communities are not doing. We're not doing what we should be doing. And this is just the first step to many, many achievements that you can get finishing off this year and also starting for the next year. So thank you, everybody. I want to give the creator a huge shout out, because without him, none of this would be possible. So again, my name is Tyrone Glover, and I am the Dress Down CEO of Leverage Credit Recovery. Thank you so much for tuning in. And let's go ahead. Let's jump right on into it. Let's get this party started. What are we going to be talking about today? What's the topic of the day? We're going to be talking about secured cards. What are the benefits of secured cards? How do you maximize the usage of secured cards if you are someone who may have found themselves in a little bit of a hardship where your credit was subjected to some past issues, some past concerns? And I'm here to tell you, folks, get out of your own way. Get out of your own way, because some of us are setting ourselves up for further failure, and that's not what we should be doing. We know the game. We know what we have to do, and that's all we have to do. If you're not sure, if you're uncertain about what to do, my job is to help you. My job is to get you to that next level. Once I get you to that next level, I'm going to pass you off to some of those who are just as passionate about their lanes. Because as I told you, my lane is credit. I am someone who is voiced and have a bit knowledge in other areas of financial services, but my lane, my specialty, the area in which I am the authority is credit. And that's where I'm going to remain. That's where I'm going to keep building upon the expertise that I already know. But as I stated, I'm able to give you some recommendations in other areas, but I'm always going to send you to those individuals who are experts in those areas, because that's what we should be focusing on. We do not need to know everything. We just need to know people who know people. And that's how we're going to work through this. All right. So again, let's dive into this. Secured credit cards. And as always, folks, your recovery depends on what you do now. And if you do what you need to do now, guess what's going to happen? You're going to start benefiting from. And you may also see that in this particular setting, you're able to drop some questions in. So if you have questions as I'm navigating through, please, by all means, I'd love to be able to answer some of those questions as we wrap this hour up. It's going to go so fast. It's going to go so fast, but I'm going to do my best to keep you informed. I'm going to do my best to make sure that you have all the knowledge, everything that you need to be able to start today, if you wanted to, with rebuilding your financial situations using secured credit cards. All right, so we got a little bit of an introduction. We're going to be talking about the basics, how they work, the credit building process, who benefits from secured cards, features to look for, recommendations or recommended secured credit card products, tips for success, your pathway to credit recovery. We're going to conclude this, have a little Q&A. I'm going to thank you. And always, you need to know about these disclaimers, because I am not a certified financial planner. I'm not someone who is a lawyer. I'm not going to claim these titles that I'm not. What I am is I am a smart, intelligent, wise, savvy, brilliant African-American male who has gone through the necessities to make sure that I can provide you with the best. Okay, I'm going to say that one more time. The best of information is going to help you navigate. I've been doing this for about 20 plus years. I left corporate America, or let me rephrase that. Corporate America and I separated because corporate America plays around too much. They like the shenanigans, and I don't play around with the shenanigans. Take care of our people, take care of our vendors, take care of our customers, take care of and let everybody benefit. But unfortunately, corporate America only believes in corporate America. And same thing when it comes to credit. Corporate America only believes in corporate America. We got three entities that we should be watching out for, making sure that they're doing the right thing, because we have consumer protection acts that protect us, but we still let these companies get away with egregious overreaches. And we got to get smarter. We got to get better. So with that being said, just wanted to jump into that. We got some contact information that we're going to share with you, additional assistance. We're going to close this out, and hopefully you will be on that road to financial freedom. All right, that's how we do, folks. That's how we do. All right, so what are secured cards? A secured card. A secured card is a type of credit card for people with limited or damaged credit, which requires the user to place a refundable security deposit, which the card holder holds as collateral until the account is closed. Now, again, you can keep that card the way that you have it. Most of these secured card understandings, their contractual relationship with you is that if you've gone 6 months or even a year, they will change that card from a secured product, meaning you're securing it with your own funds, as they stated there, refundable security deposit. And once they see a positive track history, again, 6 months, a year, up to you, they will then change that over into a unsecured product. Now that means they're going to give you the money versus you securing it with your own resources. It acts just like a regular credit card. It acts just like a regular credit card. And that's the brilliance of it. It does everything that a regular credit card does. And it also, again, gets reported. And that's what's important. Debit and cash. If you are still using debit and cash, I'm going to tell you right now, stop. Debit and cash are not building transaction products. Okay. You need to make sure you are using credit building transaction products. Debit and cash just says thank you. And it sends those individuals that you're using that debit and cash, it sends them to go and make sure that their credit is okay. So businesses are doing fine. Other entities or industries are doing fine if you're giving them your hard-earned cash or your debit. You need to rethink this entire process. If you are attempting to build, then you have to use a building product. And the only building products that are out there are credit cards. Credit cards, or excuse me, credit related items. You can have a loan, credit related item. You can have an auto loan, credit related item. You can have a line of credit related item. You can have the secured card. Secured card is a credit related item. You can have a secured card or an unsecured card with no logo. Again, Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express. Those are the logos that I'm referring to. You can have those without. That just means that you can only shop specifically at certain stores. And you can have those with. And that means that you can go anywhere as long as it has that logo and versus not having the logo. But that's what secured credit products are. They build, they get reported, right? That's the important thing. Think about when you were in school, right? If you wanted to stay on the dean's list, you had to do the work to get there, right? And then you got that report card that showed everybody, look at me, I'm on the dean's list, look at me, I got this. Same thing with credit. Same thing. Establish great relationships. Allow those relationships to report your positive activity. Make sure that you're monitoring it in every capacity known to man, and do this once or twice a month. And guess what? You're on your way to credit rocket ship. We got to get off this ebbs and flow, this roller coaster that's taking us up and down, up and down, up and down, because that's not the way credit was designed to work. All right, so I always try to include a little bit of a smart video, because again, I might have all of the information, excuse me, not all, but I might have a good percentage of the information, but I like to go to those who have been in the industry even longer than I have. Open Sky. It's a great credit product with some flaws, as all of them do. You have to go back and you have to look at your pros and your cons. Again, look at what is working for you, or look at what they have in there that might not work for you. Choose a credit product that works for you. It doesn't necessarily need to work for the industry. It has to work for you. The industry is doing great. They're doing fabulous. Stop getting bought into the gimmicks. Stop getting bought into the sideshows. Stop thinking that the industry is your partner and your mate. No, the industry will take advantage of you, and they've been doing it for decades. Trust me when I tell you. So let's listen to this video really quick. It's a short 3-minute video. Oh, actually, 1 minute and 6 minutes.
A secured credit card is just like any other credit card. The difference is that you provide a security deposit at the time of application. This security deposit acts as a pledge and allows the applicant to get credit even if they don't have a credit score, or if they have a low credit score. The Open Sky Secured Visa credit card is a great option. Unlike other secured cards, when you apply for an Open Sky Secured Visa credit card, we won't perform a credit check. So your credit history doesn't matter, and applying won't ding your credit. You use the Open Sky card just like any other credit card. Your on-time payments and good credit behavior is then reported to all 3 major credit bureaus, taking you one step closer to better credit. And if you do decide to close your account, just pay your balance in full and we'll send you your refundable deposit. A fresh start has never been easier. What are you waiting for?
And there you have it, folks. Again, really short. Open Sky is a particular credit product that, again, you have to look at their pros and their cons. But I wanted to show that video because they gave you a great explanation as to what a secured card is. You open it, no hit to your credit score or your history. It maneuvers and operates just like a credit card. Once you're done with whatever it is that you're doing with that credit card, you can close the account. I suggest that you keep it open because you're going to need credit reporting. The more positive reporting you have, the better it is going to be for your credit score. Again, get on the rocket ship, folks. This ebbs and flow, these ups and downs, that's not how credit is supposed to operate. So Open Sky just gave us a brief understanding, and now I'm going to dive a little bit more further into it. Okay, so there we go. My apologies. Okay, so it looks like I'm having just a small bit of difficulty here, but I'm going to navigate through this in 2.0 seconds. All right, so do secured cards build credit fast? Yes, they do. They do. They build credit just like any other credit product. And if you can, again, focus and manage it in the manner in which you should be managing it, you'll be fine. While we can't say that for sure how much your credit score might improve, we can tell you that using a secured credit card can boost your credit score relatively quickly. Think under 6 months, especially if you focus on the 5 factors that make up your credit score. Again, 5 factors. You got to remember these things. You have to pay on time. That's your payment history. You have to make sure you are using credit responsibly and bringing down that utilization. You want to make sure that equally you're not inquiring too much. You want to make sure that that credit history is in play. And also you want to make sure that you have a nice credit mix. Those are the 5 things: credit history, payment history, credit utilization, credit inquiries, not inquiring too much, credit history, making sure that your history is long and prevalent, and also a nice credit mix. Targeted audience: people with limited or damaged credit should be getting secured credit cards, because if you apply for a credit card or a loan product, you probably will not get it, and you'll probably be a little bit disappointed. And then that means you're going to find yourself going after things that you will not get. So let's focus on those things that you know you're going to get. And a secured card is excellent way to start rebuilding or establishing if you're someone who hasn't established credit yet. All right. So I'm going to explain explanations for security deposits, the roles of the security deposits as collateral, and benefits of the issue. So how do they work? So most credit cards, again, most secured credit cards, how they work is that, as you heard in the Open Sky video, they're going to secure it with one form of payment. You're going to say, hey, I want a $300 credit card, I want a $200 credit card, I want a $500 credit card, whatever your limit is, and then you're going to secure it with that money. Now, I've been kind of in a quagmire here because I've been asking the smart people who work for Equifax, Trends, and Experian, who work for these financial institutions and these entities, how is it that, and CFPB, if you're out there, regulators and legislators, if you're out there listening, how is it that if I'm securing my credit product with my own money, how is it that you're charging me interest? That seems a bit questionable. So if you smart people out there who can answer that question for me, I'd be delighted, or I'm going to have no other choice but to pose it in another fashion that probably will lead to some form of legal action. I don't want to do that, but I will if I keep getting ignored. All right, so remember, if you're securing your own product with your own funds, technically your interest is your interest. So how is it that they're charging you interest? Now, if it's not a secured product, you get it by the means of what they call unsecured, then you're good. So the role of the security deposit is as collateral. That's all it is. And please make sure that you look for the benefits and the pros and cons of these cards, because there will be some drawbacks. There will be some things that you don't like. So you might have to shop around and find that credit product that basically works for you. And that's what this is all about, making sure that you have credit products that work for you. The industry is going to be fine. All right, the credit building process, how secured cards assist in improving credit. It's really simple because it's being reported. That's the brilliance of credit products. They have to be reported. That's what the contractual relationship between consumer and lender is all about, that they're reporting it. What we have found out is that they're not reporting it properly. So there's the violation. If you don't understand what a violation is, that means when something goes against the principle of what the act or law more or less stands for. And they have to make sure that they're reporting accurately. So I tell everybody, make sure that you are. Again, you are dealing with a financial institution. Make sure that you're making your payment on time. that payment should hit between 5 and 7 business days. And me personally, again, we're dealing with technical understandings. When you make that payment, that money is out of that account and that quick. So if it's out of the account that quick, how come it still takes 5 to 7 business days for things to hit? If you know what I know, you know that they're using that money to make more money. Okay? They got millions of consumers. I'm a day trader. I'm someone who invests. I'm someone who does this thing called leveraged assets. And I'm trading in that regards. And the things that I'm seeing, it's amazing. So if I'm doing it as an individual, can you imagine what banks are doing? So don't get bought into the fact that if they're taking your payment and they're not reporting it within that 5 to 7 business days, you need to be on that phone. You need to be calling them up, talking about, hey, you have now violated my consumer rights because you're in a contractual relationship. If you don't make that payment, guess what they're going to do? They're going to ding your credit. If you don't bring it down to a substantial amount, guess what they're going to do? They're going to ding your credit. So why should we let them skate or give them the pass when it comes to making sure that you can use that product in the manner in which you're supposed to be using that product? 5 to 7 business days. After that 7th day, you're on the phone calling them up and saying, hey, it hasn't posted. They'll post it probably within that 24-hour period, but that's still a violation. All right. We found out that they're not reporting sometimes up to 28 days later. That's not the relationship that we were supposed to be in, folks. That's not the relationship. So if you're not monitoring your credit situations and making sure that they're getting reported properly, you're probably getting taken advantage of. All right. So the importance of responsible credit usage. That's part of the being responsible, making sure not only that you're paying, bringing down your utilization, but that they're reporting accordingly. And if they're not, they're in violation and you can take legal action if necessary. All right. But I always give them a heads up. I always let them know. But if they are habitual abusers, then you have no other choice. Some of the entities that you can go to is CFPB. That's called the Consumer Financial Protections Bureau. And they're there to answer and help you out with whatever situations that you may have when it comes to a habitual abuser. And trust me, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, these are habitual abusers. All right? They do not give two hella beans about you. They may talk that talk. They may act like they care. You may even get a supportive individual on that customer service line. But guess what? If you're not following up, if you're not doing your due diligence, they will completely negate right on around you. All right. So it's really important to understand these. If you do your part, you're going to benefit. Individuals with limited credit history, people rebuilding their credit after financial setbacks. Who benefits from secured credit? There you are. Individuals with limited credit history, you benefit because now you are getting your items, your transactions reported. If I go to a store and I give them debit or cash, they're going to tell me, yo, my dude, thank you very much. Please come again. But if I go to that very same store and I use my credit product, they're going to say, yo, my dude, thank you very much. Plus, that credit card now has an obligation and a responsibility to me to make sure that I pay on time, I bring down my utilization, and that they report my activity. So that's the reason why individuals with limited credit history, or even if you have a great credit history and you're just trying to get to that next level, but you don't want to go out and borrow any more funds. All right, so a secured credit card is beneficial all the way around, but primarily for those who have, again, limited credit history, people rebuilding their credit after financial setbacks. If you went through COVID, which we all did, you probably are in a situation where there's some financial setback. If you were part of that dilemma when it came to the shutdown of the government, that was a couple of years ago, shut down. We are about, what, I think a week away from going through it again. This new Speaker of the House, he doesn't have your best interest in hand. Rich people do not give two hella beans about whether or not you will be able to make it. If that were the case, we would not be in the circumstances and situations that we are in. Congressional leaders are rich. Okay, they might not be wealthy, but they're rich. Their information doesn't even show up on the consumer credit reporting. Their information shows up on a completely different credit reporting. They're on a credit reporting with actors and famous people. Yes, there's distinguishing situations out there where we, the general Joe, are nowhere near the substantial individuals who, again, are our elected officials, are our movie stars, are our athletes, are our top earners. We're not in their category, so they keep them separate and they keep us separate. But don't think for a second that they have your best interest at hand. They do not. I am sick and tired of hearing that. Oh, my elected official, he's got me. He's going to hold it down for me. No, if that were the case, they would be doing it. I can bring up oodles of congressional reports that will show you that all they do is bring Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian down to Congress. They talk to them, slap them on the wrist. Oh, don't do that again. Slap them on the wrist. Oh, don't do that again. Slap them on the wrist. Oh, don't do that again. We're seeing it play out right in front of our faces. We're seeing it play out right in front of our faces. And all I have to do is say, court case against Donald J. Trump. But I'm not going to get into that because that's a whole new subject matter for a whole new topic. But you can see it's playing out right in front of our face. Okay, don't think for a second that our elected officials have our back. Some of them do, but I'm sad to have to say they both have some questionable. One is clearly far worse than the other, but they both have questionable antics when it comes to how they're taking care of us, the marginalized, the well-to-do to some degree middle class. Right? We got to be careful, folks. There's too many of us in that bottom echelon that is getting hosed. We're getting taken advantage of because we are entrusting those to do the right thing, but they're not. So now it's back in your hands. What are you going to do with this information? And I'm hoping that you use it to the fullest. So people rebuilding their credit after financial setbacks, this is a perfect opportunity to get that started. Start today. Start today. Don't wait till tomorrow. Erykah Badu, and this is my tagline always, Erykah Badu told everybody to call Tyrone. So what you waiting for? Call me. Send me a text. Hit me up on my link tree. Let me know what's going on. Let me help you get to that next level. All right, so features to look for: interest rates and fees. Make sure those interest rates are nice and low. Don't get caught up on something that's got a 18, 20, 24. I think I saw a product just a couple of days ago. It was 30.37. I'm like, wow, really that high again? You know what that means? That's 30 cents on the dollar, my guy. That's 30 cents on the dollar. Why would you give someone that much of your money, your bread, your resources? Why? Now, I understand it. If you're not where you need to be in the beginning, yes, go ahead. We're going to have to take care of that. But how long should you be in that type of a situation? You talk about decades? No. I know individuals who have never called up their credit card company and asked them, oh, by the way, I've been with you for 10, 15, 20 years. Hey, how about lowering that interest rate? Oh, well, they start hemming and hawing. Hemming and hawing for what? There's no hemming, no hawing. Oh, absolutely, sir. Let me take a look. You've been with them more than, you could say 6 months. You are the CEO of your business, your household, and it's now time for you to start behaving in such a manner. And if you get individuals that will not do what you want them or need them to do, guess what? It's time for you to bounce, jump ship. It's time to go somewhere else. Don't stay with individuals who are not going to reciprocate. Interest rates and fees, both. Lower them interest rates. If you are already in a realm that is already significant and you still got double digits, you need to be calling me. You need to be talking to me because you're getting taken advantage of. If you are someone who is, again, you're in that 1 to 2% because you're at 800, 850, 810, somewhere in that range, 1 to 2. If you're at 750, almost on your way to 8, you should be in that low 5, 6 maybe. But if you're upwards of 9 and 10 and 12 and 15, you're getting hosed. You're getting taken advantage of. Know your credit product and know your interest rate. And if you don't, you need to get back out there and start renegotiating. Get them rates down to where it's going to manage and help you maintain that household, maintain that business lifestyle, maintain that credit lifestyle that you like and understand. Stop giving away your hard-earned bread. Rebuild reporting to credit bureaus. These are some of the features. It reports. You got to understand that you need your credit to be reporting. It's got to be reported by somebody. And if it's being reported by somebody, then guess what? You're going to be good. You're going to be better than good. And it's going to help you with making sure that no matter what happens, you're going to be able to navigate through whatever the challenges are because it's getting reported. It's allowing you now to get to that next level. And that's the beauty of understanding how credit works for you because you want it to work for you. It's got to get reported because getting reported, you're going to make out. You're going to be benefiting from your use with credit. All right. And your credit limit can be increased. If you're doing the right thing, hey, give me a little bit more. Give me a little bit more. Give me a little bit more. Let's change that over from a secured product to an unsecured product. That's what that's going to do for you. It's going to help you continuously get off of the, as I said, the roller coaster, the ebbs and flows. Or I'm sure some of you have been like this. You're flatline, stagnated. That's not what credit and how it was supposed to work. This is what you need to know. Because if you know what you need to know, you're going to go out there and hopefully you're going to do what you need to do. It's that easy. It's that simple. It's that easy and it's that simple. All right. So list recommended secured credit products. List of suggested secured products. Again, you can go to NerdWallet. There's one. If you type in your Google browser, secured credit products, you're going to probably come up with a whole plethora of secured credit products. Type right in here, your secured in your browser. NerdWallet, best secured credit products of November 23. Bank of America has a credit secured credit products. Credit Karma, please be careful again. When you start searching these websites for their secured credit products, make sure again that you are searching per your understanding, your benefit. You should be the one benefiting from these secured credit products. The company, the entity, the institution, they're going to benefit. No question. They got millions, hundreds of millions of people worldwide they're benefiting from. All right. Don't put yourself in a situation where you are going to be taken advantage of. Make sure, as I said, you're paying on time, you're bringing down your utilization, and you are monitoring it as best you possibly can. And the best recommendation that I can give you for monitoring it is make sure you put all of your bills 1 week. Do not spread your bills out over the entire month. You should be so skilled, so prepared that you know that you should be doing all of your accounting within that 1 week. If you do it within that 1 week, you have 5 to 7 business days to wait before you can start using those products again, and you get into a cycle because, again, I say it all the time, algorithms, AI, companies have been using them for decades, and we're just catching up. You need to stop letting them take advantage of you. You definitely need to stop letting them take advantage of you because they're going to continuously keep doing it. And because they have legislators and regulators to back them up, guess what? You get hosed, they get obviously way more leverage. So we gotta get smarter. We just got to get smarter. That's all it is. So as I said, Credit Karma has some secured credit products that you can take a look at. NerdWallet has some secured credit products that you can take a look at. Bankrate has some secured credit products that you can take a look at. They're out there, folks. Just go right to your browser, whether you're using Google, whether you're using Siri, whether you're using Apple. It doesn't matter. Whoever you're using, type in secured credit cards and watch what pops up. And then again, make sure you're using this to your advantage. Your advantage. Don't get duped. Don't get caught up in thinking that the company that you're going to be working for, they're going to be your ally. No, they're not going to be your ally. They're going to be the ones who are going to probably be trying to take the worst advantage of you. So just be smarter, be wiser, be savvier, be intelligent about how you're going to navigate through this minefield of secured credit products and unsecured credit products. All right, some tips for success. responsible credit use guidelines. So it's really important. How do you make sure you're being responsible? Hmm? It's a very simple question. How do you make sure that you're being responsible? Meeting your contractual obligations. That's the number one thing to being responsible, meeting your contractual obligations. It's not that hard. It's really simple. If you get a credit card, and that credit card, I'm going to start off with easy numbers. All right, it has $1,000. And again, everyone's trying to say, oh, can I, or the industry says, oh, I only can use 30% of my credit. No, you can't you don't have to only use 30%. You can use that whole thing. So I'm going to do it to you like this. All right, so you get a limit. Okay, you start off at 0 and then you have a limit. That limit could be $1,000. And you can go out there and you can use every bit of it. If you only wanted to use the 300, then that's fine with you. That's fine with me, fine with the industry, fine with everybody. But if you needed to use that, that means you would use the entire thing. That means you would max out. If you maxed out and your bill is now due on the 5th, or the 8th or the 10th or whatever that day is, you got to bring it back down to what the industry wants as a sufficient amount. So that means you have to free up some like 70%. So that means if I got $1,000 and I use the whole 1,000, I got to bring it down to 300. I don't have to only use 300. I can use the whole thing, but I got to bring it back down. That's now I paid my dues, which I paid my bill on time. I brought down my utilization, and now I have to wait that time frame, that 3 to 5 business days. 3 to 5 business days. I know it seems like, well, that seems like that's what the mailman has to, get it from point A to point B. Yeah, they're still using that old logic. That's why we have to be smarter. And if we're smarter, we're wiser, we're savvier, we're going to be able to pick up on what they're doing, and we're going to be able to navigate around the shenanigans. All right? We should not be tolerating the intolerable any longer when it comes to our credit profiles. Pretty simple, right? So that was, again, how do you stay responsible when it comes to your credit? How to maximize the benefits of credit cards, of secured credit cards. Allocate your cards to specific activities. Allocate your card to specific activities. So you know that you have grocery shopping to do. Well, again, 2 people, 3 people, 5 people, 100 people, it doesn't matter. You know by now how much you are spending weekly, bi-weekly, tri-weekly, monthly. You know what you're spending. So put that onto a secured credit card. Make sure that every month you have those remittances, those leftovers, so you don't have to keep using the exact same amount. But if you want to use the exact same amount, that's perfectly fine. $500, $300, whatever you are spending in that month, that needs to be on one credit product. If you have children, if you have nephews and nieces, if you have loved ones that you gift on a regular basis, there's another opportunity to get another person to say good things about you. So get another secured credit card for that purpose, and that purpose only. This is also going to help you with budget, making sure that you're staying within the guidelines of how you should be spending your hard-earned. So if you, again, someone who likes to gift, there you are. Put that on another credit product. We have our devices. We have our utilities. We have all of our other ancillary understandings that we also have to meet those credit obligations with as well. Well, start putting those equally on to secured credit products. Once you pay that bill, you put that money back on that card and you keep it moving. You wait the time frame to allow it to actually hit. You're done. You don't have to revisit that card until that time of the month comes back up again. Remember what I told you. You should be managing your credit to put it all into one particular week. You do not want to stretch out your payments over the course of an entire 30 days, 31 days, or 28 days, 29 days, depending on a leap year. All right. You do not want to stretch that out that far. You want to make sure that everything is within a parameter that's going to allow for you to maximize the benefits of secured credit products. Allocate, allocate, allocate. If you are unsure, again, hit me up, call Tyrone, let me know what's going on. I'll be more than happy to walk you through that piece. And once you get that going, again, algorithms, AI, the industry is using things that is tracking your behavior. Okay? They're tracking your behavior. And if your behavior is like this, guess what? The industry loves that. They love that. But guess what they love more? They love this even more, because that's what they're on. They're on that upwards trajectory. Why are you not on that upwards trajectory? Well, I'm putting you on that pathway to that right now. You need to be on that pathway to an upward trajectory. The ebbs and the flows, the stagnation has not worked, will not work, nor will it get you to where you want to be. And this is the best way to get there. So do these recommendations, and I'm telling you, you're going to benefit. You're going to benefit. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be a great understanding if you focus on, again, not credit fixing, not credit repair, but credit recovery. You have to recover from past understandings. All right, your pathway to credit recovery. The power of secured cards can make building or rebuilding an exceptional credit profile. That's all. The power of secured cards can make building or rebuilding an exceptional credit profile. You got to want to be on this pathway, folks. You have gone through the rigors of not knowing. Now you know. So when you get information that's going to help you move in a direction or move expeditiously in that direction, shouldn't you be responding? Shouldn't you be doing? Well, that's what this is all about, folks. Putting valuable information from an authority in your hands that you can go out right now and start making that impact. We encourage allocating your secured credit products as a proactive step towards better credit. That's it. If you have 8 bills or 8 items that I'm just referring to, say again, you like gifting, you like going shopping for yourself, you have a spouse or a mate, you, again, groceries, you have ancillary items like subscriptions and things of that nature, your cable bill. Put these things into an allocated process where you have 6 or 7 credit cards that are paying those bills versus using your debit and cash, and watch your credit go through the roof, following obviously the understandings. Paying on time, bringing down your utilization, not out there inquiring like a madman, making sure you're checking your history, and have a nice credit mix. You're on your way, folks. You're on your way if you can do that. On your way. And it won't take you a very long time to get to where you want to be. But you got to make sure that you're doing it. Got to make sure that you're monitoring it. Got to make sure that you are on that phone if something is going in a direction in which it should not be, because that is a violation. They are violating your consumer rights. And you're going to let them get away with that? Not today. Not under my watch. All right? So it's getting easier. It's getting easier. It's getting easier and easier and easier and easier and easier. You have to want it more than those of us who are presenting it to you. And if you do, it's going to be okay. It's going to be just fine. So don't even think for a second that you have to, again, subject yourself to certain. So what I'm ultimately saying is that you have the power. The power's in your hands. It's in your hands. Just that simple. Right here. I'm giving you the knowledge. I'm giving you the tools. I'm giving you the skill sets. Now go out there and do it. Execute. Execute. Because I'm telling you what you're going to see if you should. You're going to see and experience something that you probably thought you would never be able to achieve, which is financial stability through credit. All right, so wrapping this up, and I hope I got some questions out there because I really want to answer some questions. I know y'all got questions out there. I know y'all got questions. I sent it out on my messaging page. I know there's some individuals who have been watching. Thank you so much for those of you who have been watching. But I know you got questions. I know you got questions. Please ask those questions. We went over the basics of how do I use secured cards. We went over how they work. What is it that's going to make them work specifically for your needs? We went over a credit building process. It's not that hard. It's actually pretty simple. It's actually pretty easy. And I want all of you. I want this country to finally be in a position where it can benefit All of us. Why is it that 70% of this population is being ruled or controlled by 30%? All because we don't know. We do not know how to get out of our own way. We're too busy arguing and fighting over pennies while trickle up trillions is making it to the top. We're too busy fighting over chump change. We're too busy being the bottom feeders for no reason at all because we don't know. This must stop, and it needs to stop prior to this year concluding. And it would be best if we can start at the beginning of the next year to get to the next election, which will be November 5th, and making sure that whoever, again, I don't give a hootenanny about who you vote for, whether you vote for Biden, whether you vote for Trump, whether you vote for that third or fourth or whoever make it to that particular understanding. It really doesn't matter to me. The U.S. economy is always going to do best. The U.S. economy has always done its best. You keep listening to billionaires try to tell you on CNBC, Fox Business, all these business channels. You keep listening to those who are multi-gazillionaires. They're not talking to you. They're talking about you. They're talking at you. They're talking down to you. They do not have your best interest at hand. So stop believing that what they say is going to get you to where they are. They don't want you up there. No, they don't. They want to keep you as far away from their goodies and their benefits. Oh, but you can still benefit. And you need to know how. I'm a true insider. I am a true insider. I'm a true corporate America insider. You want my knowledge? Come on and get it, especially on shows like this. Especially when I do my library presentations. When I'm around and I can give it to you for free, you better get that knowledge. You better get that knowledge if I'm giving it to you for free, because I will charge you. You want my knowledge when I'm charging? But this is not what that's all about. These shows are about making sure that you have the information to start on the very same day. Who benefits from secured cards? Those who have less than perfect credit. Those who have are in that middle realm where they become stagnant and they don't know what to do. Well, you benefit from secured credit products. And if you're stagnant, I can tell you exactly what's the reason. Your interest rates are too high. You don't know how to bring it down to that reasonable understanding. You probably are not monitoring it in the manner in which you should. You're not managing it the proper way. So these are some of the reasons that keep you in that stagnation. And we got to be on that rocket ship, folks. The ebbs and flows are not working any longer. The features that to look for, you have to make sure it works for you. Just because the company or the industry is going to benefit from, don't think that you're going to benefit from it. As I was telling my producer earlier today, I like Kevin Hart. I like Samuel L. And when they talk about what's in my wallet, their hands is in my wallet. Because I can tell you right now, Kevin Hart didn't say, or Samuel L. Jackson didn't say, or John Cena didn't say, hey, you know what? I'm cool with 2%. Just give me 2%. I bet they went out there when they were getting, when they were being solicited to be the spokespersons for these credit products. I'm almost certain they got them a big fat check. So why shouldn't you get the same thing? All because you don't know how. Plus, they got managers. They got people who are making sure that they get that big paychecks. Well, now you have a guy. Now you have somebody in your pocket who's going to now make sure that you get the big fat paychecks. And that big fat paycheck is going to come through how and when your credit starts to trajectory upwards. That's what you want. So again, looking for features that work for you. Recommended secured credit products. I'd already told you. Bank rates, NerdWallet. There are a host of websites out there. Just go to your Google browser, type in their secured credit products, and watch what pops up. There's a host of credit products. US Bank, MasterCard, Self. If you know about the Self product, they got some Self product. Chime has a secured credit product. They have secured credit products if you want to start your young adult off with establishing their credit. Wallet Hub has secured credit products that you can look at. CNBC has secured credit products that you can look at. There are a plethora of websites with secured credit products. Just make sure that, as I stated, you are checking the pros and cons. If these interest rates are too high, again, you got to ask that question. And I'm going to pose it again to all the smart people out there, to all those so-called intelligent people. I'd love to have you on my show, Equifax TransUnion Experience, CEOs, COOs, CFOs, whoever, presidents, vice presidents. I'd love to be able to sit down with you and go over some particulars about how you guys have been taking advantage of us and how we can, again, get back to some semblance of normacy. Because you folks are doing whatever you want to do. And that's not working. That is not working. And we got to change that. Because if we change that, guess what's going to happen? We're going to be okay. All of us are going to be okay. The industry's already okay. And they're just going to benefit more from the intelligence, from the smart, from the savvy, from the wise consumers who now know how to navigate. The industry is still going to make money. They're going to make hand over foot money. But now it's time to put that back into your pocket as well. All right, so the tips for success, you got to make sure that it's getting reported. Bottom line, you got to make sure that it's getting reported. All right, if it's not getting reported, it's doing you no good. And it needs to be reported within 5 to 7 business days. 5 to 7 business days. That's a reasonable understanding. Now, their reasonable might not be the same as your reasonable, but anything longer than that, then they are violating the contractual understanding that you and them have agreed upon. And you can call them up and you can ask them. You can say, hey, when do you, again, and your due date is going to be on your statement, so you're going to already know that, but solidify that with a phone call and then ask, when do they report to Equifax TransUnion Experience? And there's another one out there, I think it's called Nivida or something like that. But there's a fourth one that's trying to rear its ugly head. Oh, I've had a couple of run-ins with them as well. And I laughed him right out of the telephone conversation. And I've never had another conversation or a call from them at all. Laughed them dead out of it. There are so many egregious abusers out there when it comes to our credit profiles. It's unbelievable. And I'm still CFPB. I'd love to sit down with this government agency and go over some particulars with you as well. FTC, I'd love to sit down with you. All you regulators, I would love to have a nice conversation as to how did you let these individuals start their businesses, and those businesses, all they do is take advantage of consumers. How? I would love to know that whole process, how it works. And then you allow them to constantly keep doing it. When you allow an habitual abuser to do things over and over and over and over and over and over and over, you only embolden them. You give them so much power that you, as a regulator or a legislator, you can't do anything then. And again, how are you investing in these companies when you should be divesting from these companies when you are in public office? So there's a conflict of interest there. So you guys got to make it make sense, because you're not making it make sense. I keep telling you, smart, brilliant, bright, savvy, intelligent people are giving you information. And we want to know how we can constantly keep improving. But we can't do that if those individuals won't decide to have conversations with us, the public. There's another tip for you folks, and put yourself back on that pathway to credit recovery. There is no fixes. You cannot fix credit. You cannot repair credit. So all of you out there with these credit fixing companies and credit repair companies, you need to look at the word that you're using, because the word itself is confusing, especially if you don't understand behavior. You can't fix behavior. You have to recover from behavior. You can't repair behavior. You have to recover from these behaviors. It's just that simple. It's not that hard. But like I said, I say it all the time. It's up to you, folks. So the floor is open. I got about another 6 minutes to wrap this up. I hope you got everything that you needed to get today. Well, you're never going to get everything, but I hope you got a sufficient amount of information that's going to allow for you to navigate more successfully through these challenging times. And if you do not, if you are still unsure, as I always say, reach out, pick up that phone, hit us up right here on Facebook, Soul City Network. Hit us up on that Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Tribe, wherever. Look for Leverage Credit Recovery. Type it in your browser. Look for us. We're on all of those social media sites. We are here to make sure that our people, marginalized communities, the working poor, the full-time working homeless, the middle class, those individuals who I said earlier, 70% of the U.S. population is being controlled by 30%. And those top 10, oh my goodness. Those top 10 have more wealth than 70%. Yes, 70% of the bottom. The top 10% have more wealth than 70% of the bottom. Now, here's another disturbing fact. 736 billionaires have more wealth than 50% of the overall population. That should make you shiver. But that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to inform you. I'm here to make you understand. If you do what you have to do, you're going to be okay. Start today. Also, another recommendation that I would love to be able to put out there to everybody. This Christmas, let this Christmas miss us. Okay? Let's stop giving Walmart, Target, and all these other places, because you can see the signs. The lights are going up. The advertisements are already out. We haven't even gotten through Thanksgiving yet, and Christmas is already right in front of us. All right, come on now. Come on now. When are we going to do better for us? Not doing better for them. When are we going to start doing better, doing better for us? It's just a matter of time, and the time is in your hands. Make time. Don't find it. Make it. Because if you make that time, guess what's going to happen? You're going to benefit. You're going to reap those benefits. All right. So my sincerest gratitude to all who make the time to attend these sessions. Plus, you can find this recorded session on our YouTube channel. Plus, you can come right back here to Facebook and you can see it again. If you want me to send it out to you, I'll be more than happy to do that as well. But I want to thank you. I want to thank you for the opportunity to do what you do. I want to thank you for the opportunity for allowing me to do what I do. And both of us need to come together. We need to unify. And through our unity, we're going to be able to navigate through whatever circumstances, situations financially that will come. And once we have addressed this key issue, as I told you before, I got some experts out there. My best friend, one of my dearest confidants that I go to all the time when I have some issues when it comes to other related financial products is Dr. Yana B. Woodhouse. She has a show right here on the same network that I have, and it's called Access Wealth Nation. A brilliant African-American, beautiful queen who knows exactly how to navigate those other areas of expertise. I have a great friend. His name is Antonio Kenyatta. He's a fiduciary. If you don't know much about a fiduciary, they get in trouble if they don't make sure your money makes money. Okay? And I will have both of them on the show at some point. So with that being said, it's always a great pleasure. I always have to put out there the state and local financial disclaimers. I'm not a certified financial planner. I'm not a legal expert in that realm. I am someone who is bright, intelligent, smart, well-educated, well-versed. I have a knowledge that most people in this industry would never believe that I have because I did my due diligence. I went out and I studied. During COVID, I got smarter. I didn't get dumber. I got smarter because I used the industry. I used their tools, their resources, their understanding to make sure that I'm giving you the best of what is out there for you to improve your financial situation. But you got to want it more than I. And if you do, I'm telling you, it's here to be had. All right. So again, thank you, audience, again, for attending our session. Please consider taking the first step towards improving your credit with secured credit products. Just that easy. The road to financial freedom. Less than perfect credit is only temporary situation. Take control of your credit rating. And as always, folks, here's our contact information. I am in the process of rebuilding our website. So we're using something called Linktree. That is link.ee/leverage credit recovery. So that's linktr.ee leverage credit recovery. That's our website. And our website is under construction because we have to update just like we all do with everything around us. Leverage Credit Recovery is our email. That is Leverage Credit Recovery, which is the email. And also, folks, text me, call me, 805-428-9424. Once again, that is 805-428-9424. As always, folks, thank you so much for attending. I look forward to seeing you back here again next Tuesday as we introduce another topic that's going to help you get to where you need to be financially. Thank you so much, and I wish you all a pleasant rest of your evening. Get out there and vote. Still not too late. America, be safe.